Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel again. Now, today we are going to be chatting a little bit about two very similar cameras, namely the Yashica 124G and the Yashica 635. We can think of the 124G as an update really on the 635. They're both 6x6 medium format roll film cameras. They have very similar loading mechanism in that we load from the bottom and wind up to the top. There's the film gate. They are fixed lens cameras in that you can't remove the lenses. Now this one, let me get this right because I can never remember the names. This is a Yashica or Yashica lens. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I should do, and I don't. And this is a Yashica. Now, I believe that the Yashica is a 4-element lens, and the Yashica is a 3-element lens. What you need to know in the real world is this one is a little bit more swirly. So if you like swirly backgrounds, this is a great camera for that. This one a little bit more standard in what we would consider a bit more modern, I suppose. They both operate in the same kind of form, but certain differences to note. This one is a winding key, a winding handle to wind it on, and this one is a knob wind. Now the 635 has a lot more knobs and twisty bits on it, to give them their technical term, simply because this will also run 35mm film. You do need an adapter kit to do it. I have an adapter kit, and to my shame I've not actually used it. But the advantage that you get with, or a potential advantage you get with an adapter kit, is that if you're running 135 film or 35mm film in this, you get, basically you've got an 80mm lens on these, and so you get a very, very good portrait lens. You're also shooting natively in portrait format at that point as well. But as I say, I have a kit, I've never used it, so that's something for 2025 that I should really get done, isn't it? Make sure I do that and test that one. But I've used both of these cameras, shooting predominantly portrait work with them. I enjoy them very much as like a sort of a studio camera. For general out and about, I tend to just walk around with my folding cameras, because whilst these aren't a great big bulky thing, they're not the smallest. I mean, they'll fit in a bag really nice and easily, but you know, I don't tend to carry them around. That's just me personally. Now, as I say, they are fixed lens, and they are with that clearly a limited focus range, but you do get for them these wonderful things. These wonderful things, excuse me, which are close-up attachments. Now this is a number 1 close-up attachment. There are 2 in each set because obviously there are 2 lenses. Now the smaller of the 2 is the taking lens, and that will fit on the bayonet. I just need to check I'm getting this the right way around. Actually, it doesn't make a difference on this one, I'm being stupid. So the taking lens just bayonet mounts onto there, and it's this one. This is very important. There's a red dot on the top of this, And when you attach it, you need to make sure that red dot's at the top, because this is very slightly angled. So it corrects for your, whatever that word is, where your image parallax error. There you go. It corrects for parallax error. There you go. And so these allow you to focus much closer in. So if you've got a subject that is a lot closer to the lens, be that a person or whatever, these filters, these close-up adapters actually work really well. This is a number 1. It's great for portraits and stuff like that, because you're getting nice and close, but you're not really close. So if you're just doing a headshot, for instance, that would be great. These other ones, these are off-brand. These aren't Yashica branded, but I got them very cheap off eBay. This is a number 3, so a stronger I guess magnification, but these, I mean, the previous owner of this wrote on the inside here of this leather sort of the distance that it would allow to focus. So +3, 7 inches to 9.78 inches. So yeah, you can get pretty close with these, and as I say, they do work very nicely. So look out for those, because they're not terribly expensive. If you've got a 635 or a 124G or any of the other Yashica models, there's a Yashica D, Yashica A. I think the bayonet mount, as long as they've got a bayonet mount on the front, then they're designed to take these sort of things. You can also add on, because this close-up lens has also got a bayonet mount on it, and so with that lens on, I should still be able to clip on the UV lens as well, the UV filter. So they're pretty cleverly designed and put together. One thing of note with the 635, these cameras will both flash sync at 500ths of a second as well. So that's a result. They've both got the same top shutter speed, and they will flash sync at that, and they both have self timers. So that's really good. But this, you can see that there. It has a little plunger. There is no screw thread on that for long exposures, etc. So you'll need one of these. This, I believe, they call these a Leica nipple, because it's a similar thing. Now, I have no idea how much these cost, because I was very fortunate and I bought a job lot of camera gear, and I found this Leica nipple inside what I'm calling a Leica nipple, inside the bottom of that cardboard box, and I just looked at it and thought, I wonder, and then I tried it on here, and whoa, lo and behold, brilliant. I can now do long exposures without having to hold my thumb or my finger on there and risk moving anything. So I was thrilled about that. The 635 is much cheaper typically than the 124G, although this one I managed to get in an auction for 80 quid. So it is possible. The light meter is not accurate on this, but as I say, I use them mostly for studio work, or if you're out and about, you can use an external light meter. This one doesn't have a light meter, so no worries there. Both of them great little cameras, and if you are of a mind to shoot with TLRs and you can't justify the cost of a roller flex or even a roller cord these days, then the Yashicas are definitely worth looking at. I have these cameras and I have absolutely zero desire to go and get a roller cord or a roller flex. That is the simple reality of it. They are that good. So let's take a look at some pictures that I've shot with these cameras to give you an idea. Here we have an example shot using the #1 close-up filter, so a good headshot sort of distance. and this is about as close as you're going to get without that, so on a subject, so you know, sort of head and sort of body shot. This one I overcooked the flash somewhat on this, but you get the same sort of idea of distance and framing. This one's a much more evenly illuminated shot. I was going for a very specific shot for the previous one, which I didn't quite manage, but never mind. Here again, this is a sort of a standard, as close as you're going to get, and then with the addition of a close-up filter, able to get in much closer for a very specific look on this particular shot, you know, to get the Tanya from sort of, you know, looking up at her. These ones are daytime shots from a living history place called Little Woodham, which is set in 1644. These are general out and about shots. Sorry, 1642. This village is set in, and these are a cast of characters who live there. And of course, there's Mary the time traveller, who just sort of dropped into the scene. So there we have it. I mean, these are brilliant little cameras. There's the case for the 635. There's the case for the 124G. Yeah, highly recommend those cameras to anyone. They're actually very versatile, particularly if you do add in the close-up lenses. A lot of fun to shoot with as well, and they're quirky, and they're a real talking point with people out on the street. So, you know, if you don't mind a conversation about your crazy old camera, then, you know, it's a great way to have a chat with people and open up the world of film photography and make people realise that it's still a thing, you know, for the general populace. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you again.